Thoroughbred Action is presented by Hardacre Farm.
Welcome to Thoroughbred Action from Gulfstream Park. It's the day after the inaugural running of the Pegasus World Cup. We have 12 races today, a little bit of rain this morning, so let's get right to the track and weather conditions.
Overnight rain took its toll on South Florida, so the main track start sealed and was labeled sloppy, and racing was taken off the turf. First race of the afternoon at 1.16 over the main track. Claimers in for a price tag of $6,250. A field of 8, the betting favorite, number 2, Norman's Hero. Racing at Gulfstream. Tiz Bobby was off a step slow. Very quick beginning for the first race favorite, Norman's Hero, and he's crossed to the front, and he leads it by a length and a half. Danger Bay now races in second. From third, Moonshine Martini. Then down at the inside goes Bama Bound, followed by Dave Hote. At the rail and racing third last is Tiz Bobby. Second last is Sir Sparky, and Toe's Gray Cat lumbers along last. Around the first turn they go. Jockey Javier Castellano, offensive-minded with Norman's Hero. He leads by a length over Danger Bay through the opening quarter in 24 seconds flat. From third, Moonshine Martini alongside Bama Bound. Stretch of 3.5 to Dave Hote. Then come Tiz Bobby along the rail. Second last is Sir Sparky, and Toe's Gray Cat is asked to keep up a bit at the back of the pack as they run past the 5/8 mark. Up top, it's still Norman's Hero. He's had no pace pressure at all, and he goes to the half-mile mark through the opening half-mile in 47-3. Danger Bay is back to second. Moonshine Martini is now third. Bama Bound is fourth. Down at the inside, trying to improve from there is Tiz Bobby. He'll need a way through. Dave Hote keeps him in. 3 wide is Sir Sparky, and at the back, Toe's Gray Cat as they round the far turn. It's Norman's Hero in front. He's paid a stiff toll for the lead, but it was hassle-free to do it. He leads it by a length now over a second-running Danger Bay. Dave Hote tries to run on from third. Tiz Bobby trying to find clear racetrack for Nick Juarez. This is a short stretch run as they turn for home in the opener. Norman's Hero has the lead. Tiz Bobby now off cover and into the clear through 3/4 in 1:12-4. Into the drive they come. Tiz Bobby with all the momentum, and he sweeps up to take the lead. Back to second is Dave Hote. Back to third is Moonshine Martini. Toe's Gray Cat from last, but it will be Tiz Bobby edging away. Tiz Bobby and Nick Juarez to kick off the Sunday card with a 2-length win. Dave Hote second's going to get close for third. In fact, too close to call from this vantage point between Moonshine Martini and Toe's Gray Cat in 1:45-4. Number 1, Tiz Bobby had been rounding into good form against good horses, and he gets the score here today under jockey Nick Juarez for owner-trainer Bill Terranos. Second, number 5, Dave Hote, ahead of the 8, Toe's Gray Cat. The 10-year-old veteran rallied to get third. To the second race we go off the turf, main track at 1.16. Scratch the 5 and 8. Betting choice, number 1, Publicist. And they're off. From the rail, Publicist gets the first call from Veblen Good, who comes away in second, so the favorites will land 1-2. Make Big Money's way out in the center, about 7 wide. Just to the inside is Untrue. Moving out the inside is Strayana with Lilies and Roses. Around the first turn they go. Jose Lescano wanted Publicist on the lead, and she gets there. She leads it by a length now over Veblen Good second. Lilies and Roses is now third. 3 wide is Make Big Money. From between horses Untrue, and down at the inside, Strayana. They run into the backstretch now, and up top, Publicist controls the pace. She leads it by a length. Veblen Good is in the 2-path, making her dirt debut, and she's a neck in front of Lilies and Roses, who's now third. Untrue is fourth for Gaffleon, on hold 2.5 lengths off the lead, followed by Strayana and Make Big Money. They went a quarter in 24-1. Down the backstretch they go. Lilies and Roses wants to quicken the pace, and Publicist left the rail open. So here's Lilies and Roses up to take a shot at the lead, and now she'll land in front. Publicist will have to fight back second, but Lescano doesn't want to move too soon as the favorite, Veblen Good, stalks the top pair third. Untrue tries a rally from fourth, 5 better than Strayana, and Make Big Money. Around the far turn they go, and with the lead, it's Lilies and Roses by a neck through an opening half-mile in 49 seconds flat. Second is Publicist, third is Veblen Good, 3 back to Untrue, fourth as they run past the 5/16. This is a first finish line race. Veblen Good working at the leader, Publicist. That's all for Lilies and Roses. Have they softened up each other for Untrue to get in gear? She's third and now 4 wide on the attack as they straighten in. Publicist set down for the drive, racing second is Veblen Good. Down the center, Untrue continues to close. Inside the final furlong, the leader is Publicist. Untrue is going to make a late say with Veblen Good between them, but they come to the wire. Heads up riding from Jose Lescano gets Publicist home first. Second, was untrue. Third was Veblen Good, and fourth was Lilies and Roses in 1:45.4.
Heads up ride from jockey Jose Lescano, who did not fall for the trap set by Luca Panici going around the far turn, and she had enough in reserve to get the score for trainer Carlo Vaccarezza and owners Giuliano, Volpe, Abreu, and Little Dreams Racing. 6 Untrue ran second ahead of the 4 Veblen Good, who finished third. We'll take a brief time out. When we come back, there's more great racing action on a Sunday from Gulfstream right after this. Back for the third race at 6 furlongs. Claimers in for a price tag of $16,000. Gerardo Corrales on number 4, Touch of Quality. Betting favorite number 3, Lago Lindo.
And they're off. Checking to last after the start was Touch of Quality. Grand Weekend wins the break and goes looking for the lead. Quickly up the challenge is Dazzling Dixie. They're the first two out. Lago Lindo is outsprinted while racing fourth, with Tanya's Pride taking third. Then Touch of Quality, who's 3 wide and on the recovery mission now, a length better than Grandma Maria. And at the back, Anna, Her Highness. They race past the half-mile pole. Gaffleon wants to work to the rail with Grand Weekend, and he now has the lead by a length. Here's Lago Lindo second. Back to third and on the retreat is Dazzling Dixie. Tanya's Pride is now fourth. Stretch of 3. Hannah Her Highness splits horses fifth, then Grandma Maria and Touch of Quality. 22-4 for the opening quarter speed. Around the far turn they go. 5/16 to go. Grand Weekend gets the wake-up call. Lago Lindo draws alongside second, 2 better than Tanya's Pride third. Stretch of 4 to Anna Her Highness fourth as they turn for home. Lago Lindo very confidently handled off the turn and has the lead. Grand Weekend tries to fight back second. Tanya's Pride on the stand side. She's coming on. Here's Tanya's Pride over the top, taking on Lago Lindo with Grand Weekend. In deep stretch, Tanya's Pride or Lago Lindo. Lago Lindo comes out to the center where Tanya's Pride is, tries to kick on with it, and she does. Lago Lindo wins. Tanya's Pride second, third Grand Weekend, then Anna Her Highness and Grandma Maria in 1:13.3.
Lago Lindo had a lot of challenges in today's third race, but she was up to all challenges and prevails gamely under jockey Paco Lopez for trainer Ralph Nix at her Red Oak stable. Second to Tanya's Pride ahead of the 7 Grand Weekend, who had every opportunity but found little in deep stretch, while third. To the fourth race we go at 7 furlongs. Maiden Claimers in for a $16,000 price tag. A field of 8. The betting favorite was number 2, Last Pride.
And they're off. Missing the start completely was Last Lightning. From the outside, Awesome Bay begins nicely, moving up toward the inside. Here's the favorite, Last Prize, up the challenge. Royal Crusader comes away in the top flight with Alto Precio. Stretch of 2 to Sailor's Companion, who works 2.5 lengths clear of Ray Astray. Then comes Gazprom, and after making a mess of the start, the trailer is Last Lightning. Out of the chute they run, and hooking up top, it's the 2 favorites. Awesome Bay in the 2 path, Last Prize along the rail. They've gone 4 lengths ahead of Royal Crusader third. At the inside, Sailor's Companion moves through fourth for Montalvo, then Alto Precio. These top 5 have put 7 between themselves and the next pair of Gazprom and Ray Astray, and still trailing is Last Lightning. The opening quarter was 23-1. Around the far turn they go. The tussle between Awesome Bay and Last Prize continues, except Last Prize has worked off the fence and Awesome Bay has the lead. Now Last Prize goes on the attack again, and this time he means business. He puts Awesome Bay away and works 2 better than Royal Crusader. Then Alto Precio, Ray Astray and Gazprom trying to run on from the back as they pass the quarter pole and turn for home. Up top, the leader continues to be Last Prize by 3.5. Royal Crusader set down driving and trying to get after the leader second, then Ray Astray and Gazprom as they come inside the final furlong. Last Prize clear. Last Prize digging in with a 3-length lead, and it will be Last Prize trying to hold firm, and he will. Last Prize and Edgard Zayas to win it on the wire by 2. Up second, Gazprom, then Ray Astray and Royal Crusader. Alto Precio completes the high 5 in 1:26.2.
Number 2, Last Prize, another horse in this afternoon's racing card that had some challenges to overcome, and overcome them he did as he rallied again for the score under jockey Edgard Zayas for trainer Jorge Navarro and owners Fernie and Jack Friedman. Second, number 3, Gazprom ahead of the 6, Ray Astray. They rallied from the back and got second and third. Fifth race of the afternoon, off the turf, main track at 5 furlongs. Maiden Claimers in for a $20,000 price tag. Scratch the 8, Hostile But Awesome. The betting favorite, number 1, Market Money.
And they're off. From the outside, Smart Jersey wins the break. Far outside and trying to move up, Atlantic Gusto at the rail. Market Money sent between horses is Can You See Me? And Sebastian Saez and Can You See Me lead the way in the run to the far turn. Racing between horses is Smart Jersey and out 3 wide Atlantic Gusto. They've worked 4 better than the favorite Market Money. Will need to get a move on from there. A neck in front of an outside running Authentic Kitten. Then comes La Blonde, and The Blonde is at the back of the pack through a 23-1 opening quarter. They run past the 5/16. Atlantic Gusto wants the lead, and it's right now she wants it, and she'll take over the lead for Gaffleone. Can You See Me fights right back under Saez second. 2 lengths back to Smart Jersey third, then Atlantic Gusto and La Blonde as they straighten in. Up top, Atlantic Gusto set down for the drive and asked to kick away. Back to second is Can You See Me. Grandstand side, late run from Market Money, but inside the final furlong, this one will go to Atlantic Gusto. Atlantic Gusto won it, and won it easily in the end by 3.5 or 4. Here's a big run from the Blonde. She'll get third as Market Money held her off for second in 1 minute and 4.
Number 7, Atlantic Gusto, had 2 races on dirt prior to her last race, in which she ran a lot better. She went back to the dirt, and she ran a lot better again today. Under jockey Tyler Gaffleone for trainer Victor Barboza Jr. and Juan Luis Perez. 1, Market Money was second, ahead of 5, The Blonde, who ran third. Take note, in the early pick 4 and the early pick 5, race number 5 was treated as an all due to the late surface change. On to race number 6 at a mile and a 16th on the main track. Scratch the 2, Spanish Armada. Scratch the 9, Chief Kitten. These are claimers in for a $16,000 price tag. The choice was number 4, Majev, and the 8, Timing Is Everything.
And they're off. Mad Patriot was off a step slow. From the rail, Umberto wins the break and establishes the lead already from True Diplomacy and Majev second and third. A bit wide into that first turn. His Timing Is Everything. Gaffleone trying to get over. Bridge of Luck is next, followed by Mad Patriot. And the stretch running northeastbound is last of the 7 as they round the first turn. Up top, the leader Umberto by a length from Majev second, True Diplomacy third. From fourth and outside, Timing Is Everything, then Mad Patriot. Bridge of Luck is sandwiched between horses, but he's only 3 lengths off the lead. The only one lagging behind is northeastbound, but Corey Lannery appears quite content with his position as he's under restraint at the back through a 24-3 opening quarter. Down the backstretch they go. It's Umberto in front, Majev second, True Diplomacy third, Bridge of Luck now fourth. Timing Is Everything has not seen the rail yet. He's down to the outside. He's on the outside with Mad Patriot at the rail, and 5 to northeastbound. 49-1 for the opening half mile. Remember, this is a first finish line race. Umberto into the far turn with the lead. Majev is second. Timing Is Everything 3 wide and on the attack at joint third, alongside Bridge of Luck. Back fifth is True Diplomacy. Northeastbound starts to hit his best stride. He's within 6 lengths of the leader, and that leader now is Majev. Less than 3/8 of a mile to go. Majev leads it by a length. Timing Is Everything. Gaffleone gets the Persuader out to try to get after him second. 2.5 lengths to northeastbound third, then Bridge of Luck fourth after 3/4 and 1:14-1. They turn for home shoulder to shoulder. Majev fights to hold the lead. Timing Is Everything, driven hard in the center of the course. Northeastbound ducks to the inside for a stretch bid, and there's 1/8 of a mile to go. Majev has the lead. Now the danger's northeastbound up the inside. Northeastbound at Majev. Majev still in front. Northeastbound is closing. This is going to be really close. It's photo finish time. Too close to call. Northeastbound had the momentum, but that's a bad angle for me in 1:46-1.
Exciting stretch run in race number 6. Number 7, Northeastbound, was last early and then went down toward the inside when everybody else was avoiding the inside, and Corey Lannery gets the veteran up for a narrow victory. Owned by Robert Barone, Dale Romans, the winning trainer. 4, Majev with a good run second, ahead of the 8, Timing Is Everything, who ran third. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll bring you a Rainbow Six sequence with a carryover of more than 300,000 right after this.
passion for horses and a commitment to breed champions is the foundation of Hardacre Farm. Founded in 1999 by Amy Tarrant, owner, breeder, and trainer, Hardacre Farm, now based in Ocala, continues its tradition of success. From the Breeders' Cup to Gulfstream Park, Hardacre Farm, from the breeding shed to the racetrack, in pursuit of producing the best.
Back now for the 7th race, 6 furlongs over the main track. Maiden Claimers in for a $25,000 price tag. Put John Castillo on 3, Colorman Colonel. Scratch the 11, Dr. Cotton Gen. A field of 10. The betting favorite, number 10, Better Be Fast.
And they're off. From the outside, Better Be Fast wins the break, moving in between horses. Chania up the inside. Spring Deddy's not far away, but Better Be Fast will work clear from the 10 post and lead a half a length. Spring Deddy keeps her inside position to race from second, ahead of Chania third, then Riberina fourth. Pretty Venezuela between horses is fifth. It's a stretch of 2 to Color and Colonel with Give Me the Money. Moving out the rail, that's Case Dismissed ahead of Rich Mommy, and Irish Star is last of all past the half-mile pole. Better Be Fast is fast and clears now by 2.5. Spring Deddy is second. Racing up on the outside. Here's a big move coming, and it's coming from Rich Mommy. She's all the way into a joint third and continuing to progress. Rich Mommy on the attack into second. Give Me the Money tries to follow her. Then Riberina. That's all for Pretty Venezuela. Running on from the back. Irish Star has a shot. She's in with 5 lengths to make up and a quarter of a mile to do it in. Better Be Fast has already put the cue in the rack as they turn for home. It's Rich Mommy on the outside. Spring Deddy on the inside. They go on, and Spring Deddy has something in reserve, and she's back for more inside. Spring Deddy leads it by 2. Rich Mommy up into second. Then Irish Star, Give Me the Money, and down the outside, Case Dismissed. But they're coming to the finish. It will be Spring Deddy and Marcos Meneses to spring the upset. They win it by 2. Rich Mommy well clear for second, ahead of Case Dismissed third. Then Irish Star and Give Me the Money in 112 and 2.
Hold on to your hats. It was a 50-1 shocker in race number 7. Number 2, Spring Deddy. Tried to go with the early pace setter, backed off, and came again, drawing away for the score under jockey Marcos Meneses for trainer Dave Casson and owner Ed Mooney. 7, Rich Mommy with a long sustained run from the back to get second, ahead of the 1, Case Dismissed, who also closed from way back and got up for third. To the 8th race we go, the start of the lead pick 5 at 5.5 furlongs. Maiden Claimers in for a $12,500 price tag. The betting favorite on the drop-in class, the Tampa Invader, Run to Glory.
And they're off. First-time starter Midnight Tail broke a step slow. From the center, Run to Glory wins the break. Mine Again has speed from down toward the rail. Poda comes away in the top flight, so it'll be Mine Again and Poda the top horses. Run to Glory out-sprinted today, racing in third while taking in hand, then another mouth to feed. 2 back to Lady Greatness. Jill's Catch just tapped on the brakes, passed by Midnight Tail, then Golden Trippy and Nvidia. They fly around the far turn, and up for the lead now. Poda opens a 2-length margin between herself and Run to Glory, who's into second at the 3-furlong point. Mine Again is now called at an afternoon. She's back racing in third. Midnight Tail asked to quicken up by Paco Lopez in stride into third and 4 lengths off the lead. Then Lady Greatness, and from between horses another mouth to feed with a quarter of a mile to go. Run to Glory trying new tactics, quite effective so far, off the turn on a 2-length lead. Poda is second down the center at Midnight Tail, 2 lengths back to the inside and another mouth to feed with an 1/8 of a mile to go. Run to Glory from the barn of David Hensley, well clear. Run to Glory on the drop-in class, and new tactics was a winning move. She's wrapped up by Corey Lannery in the end, and she won it by 5. Midnight Tail second, Poda ran third, another mouth to feed fourth ahead of Jill's Catch, then Lady Greatness in 106 left.
Run to Glory takes a class drop, but the big-time move today was taking her off the speed. She liked that. She rallied back for the score and won under wraps under jockey Corey Lannery for trainer David Hensley and owner Richard Perkins. 6, Midnight Tail second, ahead of the 3, Poda, who ran third. On to the 9th race we go, off the turf. Main track at 7 furlongs. Scratch the 2, 3, and 6. A field of 5. The favorites included 4, Moon Over Paris, and 5, Always Thinking.
And they're off. Moon Over Paris begins nicely from the outside. Lady Akati is showing speed. Golden Delicious is not far away. Array Racing in fourth is Always Thinking. And Amazing Grace is last of the 5 as they run out of the 1-mile chute. Up top, the leader, Lady Akati, 3 parts of a length. Golden Delicious on the outside, second. Moon Over Paris is now third. She's getting a bit closer, only a length and a half off the lead. Followed fourth by Always Thinking, and then Amazing Grace. Down the backstretch they continue through the opening quarter in 23 and 4. Not much pace on. Lady Acati and Edgar Prado call the shots. They lead by a length now with a half a mile to go. From the outside, Golden Delicious takes a trail second. Moon Over Paris third. Here's a move, and it's coming from Always Thinking. 3 wide and on the attack from Miguel Vasquez. And Amazing Grace draws closer at the back. The entire field separated by 2.5 lengths with 3/8 of a mile to go. With the lead, Lady Acati, but she just left the rail open. We'll see if Moon Over Paris wants to go through or wait and go around. Now on the outside is Always Thinking, a stretch of 3. Golden Delicious, the first to crack, pass now by an inside running Amazing Grace as they turn for home. With the lead, Lady Acati, Always Thinking, set down by Miguel Vasquez. She begins to get serious, and she's rallied to take the lead now. The battle's on for second as Moon Over Paris does indeed want off the fence. She'll shift ground to try to catch Lady Acati for second. But in deep stretch, wandering to the fence, but in front is Always Thinking. Always Thinking and Miguel Vasquez to win it. Second, Lady Acati. Third, Moon Over Paris. Then Amazing Grace and Golden Delicious in 126 flat.
Always Thinking was the first to moved 3 wide around the far turn and kicked on for the score under jockey Miguel Vasquez, her trainer Tom Albertrani, and Godolphin Racing. 7, Lady Acati, the early pace setter, held well to be second, ahead of number 4, Moon Over Paris, who ran third. On to the 10th race we go, off the turf on the main track at 1 1/16. Johnny Velasquez rides the 2 Watershed, scratched the 3, 5, 6, 9, and 10. The betting favorite was the 2 Watershed from the barn of Kieran McLaughlin.
And they're off. Stumbling and unseating the rider was Eminent Force. Eminent Force is out of the race. Prado's on his feet. He's okay. They run into the first turn, and that'll allow Silver Dagger to get the lead and do it with no pace pressure at all, as Eminent Force was the likely pressuring force to him, and he now races up on the outside of Blackout. So as they round that first turn, Watershed will race from 4th, and then JR's Holiday. So the loose horse is definitely quickening up Blackout, and Lescano's not happy about it either, as now he's ahead in front of Silver Dagger, who's right back at him. Watershed is third, and JR's Holiday is last of the remaining 4 through a 24-second opening quarter. Silver Dagger on the inside, Blackout on the outside. They're now half a length apart, and they're 2 better than Watershed, who's racing from 3rd, and back 4th inside to JR's Holiday. Less than 5/8 of a mile to go. Blackout has the lead, perhaps earlier than he wanted, but he's there now, and he's committed for home with a length advantage. Second is Silver Dagger. Third is Watershed. He's being asked to pick it up a little bit by Johnny V, but he is doing that, and JR's Holiday is the trailer. 47 and 1 for the opening half mile. Blackout leads. Here's Watershed on the outside. Now Watershed is fully ridden to try to get after the leader, but Blackout has something in the tank. He still leads by a length. Watershed second. Silver Dagger is third, then JR's Holiday. And they run to the top of the stretch. It looks like they were watching for the loose horse there, as now Watershed begins to get a much more serious run together, and he's now swept to the lead, and he'll probably win it, barring something unforeseen. Into the stretch, Watershed opens a 3-length lead. Blackout second, Silver Dagger is third, then JR's Holiday, but as they come to the finish, you can put a ring around Watershed. He's home free. Watershed will do it, and he'll do it with style. He'll win it by 7 or 8. Blackout second, Silver Dagger third, then JR's Holiday.
Favorite takes care of business in race number 10. Number 2, Watershed, is up to the task under jockey John Velasquez for Godolphin Racing and Kieran McLaughlin. After the horse number 7, Eminent Force, dislodged the rider, Blackout had to move early, but he did well to get second, ahead of number 8, Silver Dagger, who ran third. Don't go away. When we come back, we'll bring you the late daily double, the final 2 races of Pegasus World Cup week, right after this. Back now for the 11th race. We're off the turf on the main track at 1 1/16. A variety of scratches here. This was billed as a 2-horse contest between 5 Pagliacci and 11 Bronson.
And they're off. From the center, Pagliacci wins the break and goes looking for the lead. From the outside, Bronson has speed. Down along the inside, Quality Emperor's not far away. Second last early is Coleman Rocky, and Cat Prado is 5th and last, but not far behind as they round the first turn. It's Pagliacci and jockey Jose Lescano with the lead by a length over Bronson second. So the favorites are 1-2. Down at the inside, Quality Emperor is now third. From fourth and Coleman Rocky and Cat Prado is last of all, separated by 4 lengths with less than 6 furlongs to go. They run into the backstretch now, and Pagliacci has the lead 3 parts of a length. Bronson lapped onto him second through the opening quarter in 24-4. Racing third is Quality Emperor. From fourth, Coleman Rocky, and Cat Prado was last. No change in the plot. There's less than 5 furlongs to run in the race. And up top, Pagliacci in front to half a length. Bronson turns up the pressure second, but when he did, Pagliacci moved away again. Back third is Quality Emperor. Cat Prado was now moved to be fourth. Coleman Rocky is unhurried, while fifth and last and 5 lengths off the lead. Past the half mile they go. Up top, Pagliacci still there by a length and a half. Bronson working harder to gain ground, but he is gaining ground, and he means business now. Here's the move from Bronson, a neck off the leader. Racing from third in Quality Emperor, then to the outside, Coleman Rocky, and Cat Prado politely backs away at the 3 furlong point they are. They run to the top of the stretch, Pagliacci on the inside, Bronson on the outside. The 2 favorites hook up with less than a quarter of a mile to go. Quality Emperor is next, then Coleman Rocky. Top of the stretch, with the lead it's Pagliacci. To the attack again is Bronson, but they both have a problem because Coleman Rocky begins to hit his best stride with an 1/8 of a mile left. It's Pagliacci in front, Bronson second, Coleman Rocky down the center of the course. This might be a 3-way photo. Coming to the wire, Pagliacci, Bronson ahead in front, Bronson. Give it to Bronson over Pagliacci, then Coleman Rocky and Quality Emperor in 1:46-2.
Number 11, Bronson, was just going too short in his most recent occasion. He came full of run that afternoon. Today, he wasn't exactly full of run, but he got the job done anyway under jockey John Velasquez from Mathis Stable and trainer Todd Pletcher. Takes his game around 2 turns for the first time. 12th and final race at 1 mile over the main track. Maiden claimers in for a $12,500 price tag. Scratch the 1, scratch the 12. Field of 11. Favorite on the major class drop. Number 7, Spring for More.
And runners away. Good start for Misty Spirit from an outside gate down along the inside. Gone Rose is showing speed. In between horses, I'm Thirsty and Spring for More not far away. Adios Chick got a crack of the crop by Danush Suki. He wants her part of the pace. Also moving up, Dressed in Heels. It will be Dressed in Heels and jockey Nick Juarez to lead out of the chute. They lead by a length over second running I'm Thirsty. In between horses, Adios Chick. Up and on the outside is Misty Spirit. Misty Spirit is asked to quicken already while racing in third. Then it's Spring for More. The favorite is about 5 lengths off the lead with Boxing Betty on her outside, a length back to Pachamanca. Then comes Gone Rose, 3 clear of Faina, and Easter Act at the back with I'm All About That Bass last of all as they run past the opening quarter in 23-2. It's Dressed in Heels to the far turn, trying to string them out through the opening half mile in 46-3. That's a 23 flat second quarter, and that means that the leader, Dressed in Heels, has a length to work with. From the outside, Misty Spirit second, back third is I'm Thirsty. From fourth, Spring for More. The favorite starts to warm to the task a bit now. She's into second and coming on. The rest are really strung out. They're just too far behind to make any impression on the top 2. They have a slice for a third here, but they come past the quarter pole after 3 quarters in 1:12-4. Dressed in Heels has 1 to fight off, and her name is Spring for More, who keeps coming on the outside. 5 lengths back to I'm Thirsty third. The battle's on for fourth. 1/8 of a mile left. On the inside and Dressed in Heels fighting to hold it. Nick Juarez picks her up, and she kicks away again. From the outside, Spring for More second. Spring for More at Dressed in Heels. Dressed in Heels, the winner. Second, Spring for More, well clear of I'm Thirsty third. There's a photo for fourth. It involves Adios Chick and Misty Spirit in 139-3.
Nice performance today from jockey Nick Juarez as he won the first race and he wins the last race aboard 9, Dressed in Heels, who took it to him from the start and had enough in reserve to get the score for trainer Armando de la Cerda and Midwest Thoroughbreds. 7, Spring for More, had every opportunity to get by but could only manage second ahead of the 4, I'm Thirsty, who finished third. A formful result of today's late pick 5, less than 200 for a 50-cent wager. We did have plenty of winners in the Rainbow 6. That'll trigger a carryover into the Wednesday program of more than $330,000. We also have a carryover in the Super High 5 of more than $7,700.
That wraps up today. We'll see you back here on Wednesday when live racing returns from Gulfstream Park.
Hit the hay. I've been working all day. Hit the hay. What do you say? Hit the hay. Hit the hay. Well, I'm tired. Let me tell you, Jack, I'm so tired